When you think of a mentally strong person, what comes to mind? Probably someone who never fails, never feels pain, and is never overwhelmed. A rock, an unshakable fortress. But modern psychology paints a very different picture. That image of toughness isn't just wrong, it's a harmful myth. True strength is incredibly rare, and it often looks like the very things people mistake for weakness. It isn't about ignoring your emotions, it's about becoming more aware of them. It's found in quiet moments of self acceptance, the guts to walk away from what doesn't serve you, and the wisdom to ask for help. This kind of strength, this resilience, isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you build, practice, and earn. So, if you've ever wondered whether you have it, you're in the right place. We're breaking down 7 definitive signs, backed by psychological research, that show you are mentally stronger than most. You might just discover a strength in yourself you never knew you had. Sign number 1. You're in charge of your emotions, not the other way around. Most people live in a state of emotional reactivity. A rude comment or a bit of bad news sends them spiraling, and their feelings dictate their actions. But the mentally strong operate differently. They've mastered the space between feeling something and acting on it, and in that pause lies their power. Psychologists call this emotional regulation, and it's a cornerstone of mental fortitude. It's the ability to monitor and adjust your emotions instead of letting them hijack you. For instance, when faced with unfair criticism, a reactive person might immediately get defensive or fire off a heated email. Their feeling of being attacked triggers a fight or flight response. The mentally strong person, however, feels that same sting but chooses a different path. They acknowledge the feeling, wow, that feels unfair and makes me angry, but they don't act impulsively. They give themselves time to process, separating the raw emotion from the facts. This is a crucial skill for resilience. Later, they can address the issue calmly and strategically if they even need to at all. This isn't about being a robot, it's about being in control. Do you take a breath before answering in a tense moment? If so, you're practicing a high-level skill that most people never develop. Sign number 2, you own your choices and their outcomes. In a world where it's easy to blame anything and everything else, the economy, your boss, your past, the mentally strong stand apart by taking ownership. They know they can't control every circumstance, but they are always in control of how they respond. This trait points to what psychologists call an internal locus of control, the core belief that you are the driver of your own life, not a passenger. People with an external locus of control often feel like victims, believing that life just happens to them, which breeds helplessness and resentment. In contrast, the mentally strong don't waste energy playing the victim. When they make a mistake, they don't hide from it. They own it. They see failure not as a final verdict, but as a data point for learning. This allows them to self-correct and create better outcomes next time. This doesn't mean they're harsh on themselves, quite the opposite. They often practice self-compassion, knowing mistakes are human, but instead of getting stuck, they ask, what can I learn from this? How can I do better? This simple shift from blame to responsibility is a hallmark of emotional maturity and a clear sign you're in the driver's seat of your life. Sign number 3, you're adaptable and you embrace change even when it's uncomfortable. Most people fear the unknown. They crave stability, and when things change, a job loss, a breakup, their world is thrown into chaos. They resist and get stuck mourning what was lost. The mentally strong, however, have a different relationship with change. They see it not just as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. Psychological research shows that adaptability is a key predictor of well-being. Mentally resilient people are masters of what's called cognitive reframing. They can take a setback and flip the script, looking for the lesson or the silver lining. To them, a layoff isn't just a disaster, it's a chance to find a more fulfilling career. A painful breakup isn't just an ending, it's a lesson in what they truly need in a partner. This mindset is at the heart of post-traumatic growth, where people who endure struggles often report positive psychological changes. It's not that they enjoy hardship, it's that they don't let pain be the end of the story. They understand that comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're someone who, after the initial shock, starts asking, "Where's the opportunity here?" you're showing a level of resilience that is exceptionally rare. We're about halfway through our list. If any of this is hitting home and you're committed to building your mental muscle, take a moment to subscribe. We regularly share psychology-backed insights to help you navigate life with wisdom and strength. The fourth sign is that you're a student of yourself. Many people move through life on autopilot, clueless about their own thoughts, feelings, and patterns. They don't know why they get angry, what triggers their anxiety, or why they keep making the same mistakes. The mentally strong, however, are like scientists of their own minds. They have a high degree of self-awareness, which is the ability to look inward without judgment. They know their strengths, but more importantly, they're honest about their weaknesses. They can spot a wave of negative thinking and say, "Okay, I'm feeling pessimistic right now, and my thoughts are probably overblown." This ability to detach and observe your own internal state is a sophisticated psychological skill. This awareness isn't passive. It leads to action. Because they monitor themselves, they know when they're veering off course and can get back on track. This also means they aren't afraid to admit when they need help. Asking for support isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of profound strength and self-awareness. It shows you have the clarity to see a problem and the humility to solve it. If you regularly reflect on your actions and are open to help, you're operating with a maturity most people avoid. Sign number 5, you balance hope with facts. This is known as realistic optimism. There's a huge misconception that mental strength means being relentlessly positive. But this kind of blind positivity can be as harmful as negativity. The mentally strong don't wear rose-colored glasses. They see the world clearly, acknowledging the challenges, but they maintain a core belief in their ability to handle them. This is perfectly captured by the Stockdale paradox, named after Admiral James Stockdale, who survived years as a prisoner of war. He noticed that the biggest optimists, the ones who believed they'd be out by Christmas, were the first to die of a broken heart when that day came and went. The survivors were those who faced the brutal reality of their situation, while never losing faith that they would eventually prevail. That's realistic optimism. You don't deny reality or pretend problems don't exist. You confront the facts, no matter how ugly. But at the same time, you maintain confidence in your ability to influence a positive outcome. You focus your energy on the actions you can take right now to move forward. It's a powerful mix of sober assessment and unwavering resolve. The sixth sign is that you build deep, meaningful connections. The old stereotype of the mentally strong person is the lone wolf, fiercely independent and needing no one. But psychology shows this is a myth. In fact, real strength lies in our ability to connect with others, and knowing when to seek support is a hallmark of fortitude. Empathy, the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings, is the foundation of these strong relationships. It requires you to step outside your own head and genuinely consider another's perspective. Mentally strong people are often skilled listeners, not just waiting for their turn to talk, but truly hearing what's being said. This creates a strong support network that buffers against stress, anxiety, and depression. This doesn't mean having hundreds of friends. It means having a core circle you can be vulnerable with. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but it's actually an act of immense courage and the price of admission for true connection. If you prioritize genuine relationships and have the courage to both offer and accept support, you possess a form of strength that is essential for well being. And finally, the seventh sign, you are relentlessly resourceful and determined. When faced with an obstacle, many people just give up. They see the roadblock and assume the journey's over. The mentally strong person sees the same roadblock, but their mind immediately starts looking for a way over, under, around, or through it. This trait, often called grit or persistence, is the ability to sustain effort toward long-term goals, even through failure and adversity. It's not about having endless motivation that comes and goes for everyone. It's about having the discipline to act even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up, especially on the hard days. This determination is fueled by resourcefulness. Mentally tough people are exceptional problem solvers. They don't just stare at the problem, they ask, what resources do I have? Who can I talk to? What's the first small step? They see challenges as puzzles to be solved, not threats to be feared. They understand that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to it. If you refuse to give up and consistently find new ways to tackle challenges, you possess a level of grit that places you in the top tier of resilient minds. As we've seen, true mental strength isn't about being emotionless or never failing. It's not some trait reserved for a chosen few, but a set of skills and habits anyone can build. It's responding with wisdom instead of reacting with emotion. It's taking ownership of your life, seeing change as a chance to grow, and truly knowing yourself. It's practicing realistic optimism, building strong connections, and never, ever giving up on what matters to you. These are the quiet habits that forge an unbreakable mind. If you saw yourself in these signs, celebrate that. You have the resilience to not just survive, but thrive, no matter what life throws your way. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. It's a great way for all of us to learn from each other.